Drum and bass jungle, rave legend, Jumping Jack Frost.
Hey. When that tune came out, I was in prison on firearms charges.
And when you say tooled up, are you talking about 9 millis?
I think I once had a Uzi as well. Mate, you lot were firm-handed, bro. I remember coming up and you lot was like, hold on a minute. Hello? I swear, mate, your security firm was a very serious outfit then, mate. On the way back, we stuck up the whole train. Everyone on the train got taken. We went home with a few goodies that night. Flamethrower in the rev. And then they got someone in another corner going, bam, shooting, all because they like the music. Like, I wonder what's going to happen if they don't like it. They came up to me, they said, Frost, we've got to move your hotel. They moved the hotel. The next day, the IRA blew up the fucking hotel, mate.
Wow. Good job you got friends in high places.
I haven't grown up like a normal teenager because I've always had this access to be able to do what the fuck I want.
She like took her shoe off and like just fucking done him in the back of the head with a shoe.
I've loved getting off my nut. And in the end, I just give it all up. I went to rehab.
I mean, I suppose really, the DJing and the music saved your life.
Saved my life, mate.
Welcome back to the Criminal Connection podcast, and this episode is proudly brought to you by Betovo. Before we get stuck into this week's episode, we're going to give a big shout out to our sponsors.
All right, let's be real. A lot of the guests that we've had on this podcast, it's no secret that most of them have spent a long time behind bars, which has got me thinking about a cracking documentary TV series that I've been watching on Magellan TV. It's called Behind Bars, The World's Toughest Prisons. It takes you inside some of the most brutal prisons across the globe. The conditions, the survival tactics, and the harsh realities of life on the inside. It's raw, it's gripping, and trust me, it'll leave you speechless. But that's just scratching the surface. Magellan TV has absolutely loads of documentaries on tap. Perfect for anyone who can't get enough of true crime after watching this podcast. One I've got to shout out about is Crimes That Made History, a proper 5-part series digging into some of the most infamous crimes of all time. And as it's nearly Christmas, why not treat your family and your friends to a subscription to Magellan TV? You can get a free 7-day subscription on Magellan TV, or you can get a discount on their gift cards. Whether you're a true crime fanatic like me, or you're into conspiracy theories. Magellan TV has got over 4,000 documentaries to keep you hooked. All you need to do is click on the link below to watch Behind Bars, The World's Toughest Prisons, and take advantage of this special holiday offer. Free trial, gift cards, brilliant documentaries. There's something for everyone this season. Don't miss out. You're probably wondering how The Podfather brings you the best true crime podcast every week without fail, with great energy. Well, here's the thing. To bring that energy, I have to feel my best and be at my best. And that's where Hype Energy drinks come in with their powerful blend of vitamins, taurine and caffeine. Hype Energy gives me that extra edge to stay sharp and focused in every interview. It's not just about the buzz. It's about clarity, alertness and bringing my A game to every conversation. Now, Hype Energy isn't your average fuel. We're talking flavours like explosive cherry, red berry buzz, and even mojito, mint and lime. No weird aftertaste, just bold and refreshing flavour. No wonder they've won an award for taste, right? And if you're all about the zero sugar life, make sure you check out the watermelon and cheesecake flavours. All the flavour with none of the guilt. Yeah, I know, cheesecake in a can sounds mad, right? But trust me, it'll blow your mind. Now, the marketing team at Hype Energy keep telling me that MFP stands for more friggin' power. Now, I've told them it's not about that, it's about more friggin' Podfather. Know what I mean? And lucky for you lot, if you want to try it out, go to the checkout and type in Podfather in the offer code and get 20% off. Not only that, if you use this exclusive code, you'll be entered into a competition prize draw where you'll be in with a chance to win a Hype goodie bag signed by yours truly. And 5 lucky winners will get a 3-month supply of Hype. So let's get into it. The Podfather is officially powered by Hype Energy drinks, because when you feel your best, you're at your best.
Welcome back to the Criminal Connection podcast, and today we've got a very special guest from way back in my rave years and still my friend today. Put your hands together for the drum and bass jungle rave legend, Mr. Jumping Jack Frost is in the house. Woo!
Hey. How's it going, brother?
What's here, Frosty? How are you?
I'm good, mate. Very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure whether to have you on or not, because I knew that it might reveal some of some controversial stories from back in the day.
Well, I'm sure we can lift the lid a little.
Fantastic. But for anybody that's watching this that wasn't in the drum and bass jungle or the rave scene, they'll probably think, you know, Jumping Jack Frost, that's a fucking cool name. So just for people that are listening or watching that aren't into the scene, obviously it'd be great to sort of rewind back
Rewind, come again.
back to the you know, the you know, your youth really, because was you born in Brixton?
I was born in Chelsea.
I'm in Chelsea.
I was born in Fulham at St.
You know, I knew it because when he drank his champagne, he'd always have his little finger out. That was the Chelsea thing.
I was born at St. Stephen's Hospital, which is now Chelsea and Westminster,
Right.
on the Fulham Road. And I lived in Battersea, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was only there for a couple of years, and then we relocated to Brixton, where I live up to today. I've lived there all my life.
Wow. And growing up, are you an only child, or have you got a big family?
There's a few of us. It's like I got 2 brothers, 2 sisters, 100 million cousins.
And they're all in South.
Well, all spread out. Yeah. Well, all
Right.
I got a sister in East London, and the rest of us are in the South.
Got it. So so how old was you when you relocated to Brixton?
I must have been about 3 years old, mate.
Wow.
So I've literally lived there all my life. Do you know what I mean? Other than being born just over the river in Chelsea,
Yeah.
I've lived in Brixton all my life, like literally all my life.
And you know, we did have this conversation earlier when we was talking about how gentrified,
Yeah.
how nice Brixton is now.
Yeah.
But obviously back then it wasn't.
It was you know what I mean? It was quite challenging growing up in Brixton, because we always had the police onto us. Do you know what I mean? We was up to no good when we were young little scallywags. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you was. Are you saying that you was a bad boy from 3 years of age?
Well, I think I started quite young, around about 9.
Wow.
We was up and down. Started off knock down, you know, the usual knock down ginger, throwing milk bottles at people. Do you know what I mean? Then you started taxing people's dinner money at the back gate of the school,
Right.
and it goes from there. Do you know what I mean?
So I mean, would you say that that's just basically when you was growing up in that environment, that's what you sort of see, and
That's it.
That it just becomes part of
It's part of the environment. Everything around me was geared towards that. Do you know what I mean? Uncles, my dad was at it. Do you know what I mean? Everyone around me was bang at it.
Right.
So obviously, that's all I knew. Do you know what I mean?
And when you say at it, was it sort of like selling drugs, or what was the?
Selling drugs, couple of like robberies, things like that. Armed robberies. Do you know what I mean? Fraud,
Right.
gang violence, like stabbings.
Because obviously, when right now, you know, there's obviously a knife crime epidemic in
Yeah.
London and all over the country, right? And obviously, back then, obviously, there was still knives around, and there was still like the gang stuff. And obviously, what it's evolved into now is obviously you've got all these postcodes.
Crazy, yeah.
And you know, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time,
crazy.
You could lose your life.
It's
right?
crazy.
But back then, was the gang warfare? Was it in Brixton, or was the Brixton boys together?
We was when I was growing up. I was in a little gang, and there was about 4 gangs all in Brixton. We never really fought against each other because we were all from Brixton. We more fought people from Peckham or Deptford.
Yeah.
Or sometimes we'd go to North London and fight the lot in North London. Do you know what I mean? But we more fought against people in Peckham because they were like near to us. Do you know what I mean?
They're not proper south. They're sort of southeast, aren't they?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So it was when I was growing up, we right at it away with the Peckham lot like a few times and the Deptford lot. Do you know what I mean?
And would
But it's
that
more
be
Peckham?
And would that be you rolling up on them, or they roll up on you, or was it?
No, we'd always go to Peckham. They'd never come to Brixton.
Right.
Because we'd go up there to go to Just Shaka. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which we was into at that time.
Yeah.
But he always played in Peckham at Glengall Hall or in Deptford. You know what I mean? So we'd go down to the Woodpecker. Do you know what I mean? And it'd be like, there's the Brixton boys, and we go down there. Someone's ended in an incident. Not all the time,
Yeah.
but sometimes. But we was always firm-handed, so Do you know what I mean?
So how many people did you roll with when you was you doing
20, 30 of us sometimes at a time. Do you know what I mean?
And then was it sort of like you're on the tube, you rob a few people, you get to
Yeah. Listen, I remember once we went to I remember once we went over to this all-dayer thing in Stonebridge Park.
That's a happy area, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really, really pleasant up there. Do you know what I mean? Lovely people. Do you know what I mean?
Did you meet Gary Gooner? Because he used to do the door there.
I don't know, but I've met a few. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we just swept everything away, mate. Because, you know what I mean, on the way back, we stuck up the whole train. Like, I remember we robbed everything, the whole train.
Wow.
Everyone on the train got taken. Do you know what I mean? We went home with a few goodies that night.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, because that's the kind of thing we used to do. Like, we got to Notting Hill Carnival, just like steam everything. We used to wear these mod jackets. There's about 20 of us.
Did you wear masks as well? Or was it just more like hood up?
No, just hood up. Right. We wear the mod jackets. About 20 of us in the mod jackets, mopeds. We just go around robbing people. Do you know what I mean? And like sticking up parties, go to parties and just rob the whole party. Door money, everything gone. Do you know what I mean? And I lived my life for that, like that, till I was about 18.
Wow. And then when you had
17, 18, yeah.
And I take it that if anything got really bad, then you'd always have the uncle or
we just go and sort it ourselves because we was all tooled up and everything.
Right, okay.
We was all tooled up. All of us was all like no problem.
And when you say tooled up, are you talking about 9mm or are you talking about
9mm? I think I once had a Uzi as well. I had a Uzi once as well when I was about 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
And to put it into context, how old are you now, Frosty?
55.
So that would have been fucking like 38 years ago.
Yeah.
So people talk about knife crime and gun crime now.
Yeah.
But like you rewind that long.
I'll tell you something. You know that tune I done, Big Bad and Heavy, yeah?
Love that.
Well, when that tune came out, I was in prison on firearms charges.
Right.
Even then, I was still kind of
in the hood.
I was still kind of like dipping and ducking. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I was in prison on firearms charges when I got arrested on firearms charges, and then I went and made that tune.
Wow.
Because I was like, fucking hell, mate, I'm going to jail. Because I'm like, the police have come around my house on a routine. I think something stupid like they've come to my house. They're like, yeah, can we mark your goods? That time they do that thing that mark your goods. And I'm like, nah, I don't want nothing marked. And they must have thought, hold on a minute, he's acting a bit funny. Let's mark his card. So they've come round just to do a routine, whatever, and they've found a 9mm. Do you know what I mean? So I've been arrested, I've been out on bail, but I'm like, fuck's sake, what am I going to do? So
for that tune, that was, I remember, like, and I know you've made lots of music, but that for me was one of the jungle scenes. Like, you know, if you was to say what are the top 10 jungle tracks from say 96, 7 to probably 2000.
Mate, I came out of the police station and the next day we went to the studio and made that record.
Wow.
When I came out of the police station on firearms charges.
Wow.
And then I delayed the case for about 2 years. Just done, no, I'm working, I can't do it, I can't. And I tried to take the dairy off it a little bit, take this thing off it.
Who was the girl that sang that?
It's my sister, Yolanda.
Amazing.
First you say yeah, then they say it's my sister.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I went and got her out of bed.
And the lyricist that did that Big Bad and Heavy.
Jigsy King and Tony Curtis.
Right, wow.
So we've just re-recorded it. Do you know what I mean? We've just re-recorded the whole thing in Jamaica with the artists.
Amazing.
And we've been remastered, the original. Yeah. We've re-recorded it and it's going to be re-released again because it's like, it's timeless. Everyone still wants it.
I mean, I remember, and I can't remember what year it was, but I remember you DJ'd at One Nation and I remember you played it and the place went
Yeah.
I mean? I think then it was on a dub plate.
Yeah,
right?
I think that was 93 because that's when I done it.
In 93?
Yeah. I made it in 93.
I thought it was fucking long.
I made it I've first done it in 93.
Right.
I've done it, as I said, just to have something to do because I was thinking I'm going to jail. So I thought I might as well just go to the studio, keep my mind occupied because my mind's going overtime. I'm thinking I'm going to do a 10 or something. Do you know what I mean? So I've done it. So then I've gone around just playing it as a dub plate just for something to play. Because that time there, I just want to play fresh music.
And for anybody that doesn't know what a dub plate is, back in the day, any artist would basically have I suppose you could call it a limited edition acetate, which would be, you might only have 5 of them.
Yeah.
And you'd have one.
Yeah.
Groove
It's
would probably
basically
have one.
a metal record that is just like a temporary record, and you can play it about 20 times and it rubs out. But I'll play them to death, mate. I'll play them until sound like a fucking fried egg was on it. Do you know what I mean?
How many did you, when you did that, how many did you press to give out to the boys?
Well, I remember once I was in Music House, which is the place we went to.
That was the place, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
to go and cut the dubs, yeah. And I cut it for about 5 people at first. And then I played it, and then the fucking floodgates up, and everyone calling me up, what's that tune, what's that tune, what's that tune? And then it just went from there, mate.
Did you have chart success with that as well?
Yeah, it went in the national charts. We sold about nearly 100,000.
Wow.
Licensed it to about 40 compilations.
Is that a gold or?
Yeah, gold.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So you got gold.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then licensed it to Polydor,
Yeah.
and literally just got the rights back the other day.
Wow.
Ready to go again.
And obviously when you had this issue where obviously you had the firearms charges, what did they charge you with? Was it just like
Possession of firearms.
Right, okay.
That was it. And it's a lucky thing that it wasn't loaded, because they'd have done me with an intent. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But I had the firearm and the ammunition in 2 different places.
Did they find the ammunition as well?
They never found the ammo.
Oh, I
Do you know what I mean?
forgot for that.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
that'd have been a different charge altogether.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
So what?
So I done a short prison sentence, nothing major, and I came out and resumed my career.
So what did you end up doing in total?
What, prison? Not long. Not long. Not long.
Yeah, because I didn't even know you gone to prison.
Not a lot of people did. Not a lot of people did. Do you know what I mean? I had a very good barrister,
Yeah.
and I had a lot of things in my favour. And I delayed the case for so long.
Right.
It was like 2.5 years down the line when it came to, and by that time I'd achieved so much.
Yeah.
It was difficult for them to send me away for a long time.
Got it.
Because I'd achieved, in that time, I'd made sure I'd achieved so much.
Yeah.
They looked and thought, we can't do it. You know what I mean? I said, listen, mate, someone's making my life hell, blah, 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 blah. But look what I've achieved in the meantime.
Got it. So did you sort of, you didn't know it was in your house? Somebody had put it there?
Nah, I said it was mine.
right,
But I said, it's just, I've got to protect myself, because people are out to get me. I'm successful, young, and I live in this area. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, for people that are listening and watching this, they won't be able to get their heads around why you'd need a firearm, right, to protect yourself. But I remember vividly in the rave scene, right, you know, and a lot of the DJs, you included, obviously lived in what people would call rough or hood areas, right? And obviously everybody knows, because you become a star of the hood. Oh yeah, there's Frosty, he's a big fucking DJ, and he's playing on all these things, and this actually happened, right? So I understand why you'd take precautions, and you know, people were the DJs were actually getting spun.
Yeah.
They'd go out Friday and Saturday, and back then there was no bank transfers or checks; it was all cash.
Cash, mate.
So you know, you play out 3 or 4 times Friday, 3 or 4 times Saturday. You know, it might only be $2.5 grand or $5 grand, right? But
People want it, mate.
But for somebody going, well, yeah, if we go around at fucking 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Sunday morning, he's probably going to be asleep. And, you know, there's no fucking cameras, there's no panic buttons. So I get why you take those precautions, you know what I mean? I mean, when we was doing the raves, you talked earlier about, you know, rusting the doors and taking the cash box and robbing the
Mate,
promoters.
you lot were firm-handed, bruv. I remember coming up and you lot was like, hold on a minute, hello? And you lot are like all like the Predator. Like, you know the movie Predator when they all go in with all the things. I swear, mate, your security firm was a very serious outfit then, mate.
But we did that because of what was going on. So what you talked about at the beginning of the show, and you were saying about what you guys did as kids, really, right? But that was, you know, when I was, because I grew up, even though I was conceived in Brixton, and I lived in South London. I ended up moving out, and I ended up living in Camberley in Surrey. And literally, when I was over that way, when I started giving out the flyers and selling the tickets, when I come into London,
and I wanted to put on events, people used to say to me, you know, you're going into London, right? You're a fucking 20-year-old kid from Surrey. You are going to get fucking turned over. Right?
So
obviously I took precautions.
Yeah.
But that was only, I mean, I used to run a club in Aldershot that you used to play.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
Rhythm
that.
Station. Yeah. and obviously Aldershot's the home of the British Army.
A squad in town,
there
bruv,
was
that is.
yeah, and I mean that fucking place. I remember like going over there and the guy saying, "Oh, I want you to run a rave night. We got a 6 o'clock license." And he said, "Come over on a Saturday night." And I walked in and I saw all these security guys. They're all ex-parachute regiment, and some of them were serving members of the parachute regiment. That's where I got a lot of security from.
Right.
But literally, when I was in there, it was literally. But bear in mind, the rave stuff hadn't started. It was probably 90.
It was
93,
early
94,
doors in it.
right?
Early doors in
but
it.
I remember just seeing like it goes off, then the security like bash people up, throw them out the doors, and I'm standing outside and I'm just thinking, fucking hell, I hope this isn't going to be like this when we start doing the raves, because obviously the rave back then was all happy and everyone's your mate.
Yeah.
And I thought these fucking Aldershot people that a lot off key, they're going to come in and fuck it up. But what was funny was there's this guy and he got thrown out, and as he fell out of the club, he's shouting and screaming, and then you then saw his wife get thrown out, and she's shouting and screaming, and then they both turn on each other. And he starts going, well, yeah. And she starts going, ah. And then he goes, fuck you. And then as he turns his back, she like took her shoe off and like just fucking done him in the back of the head with a shoe. And we're just going, look, and the geezer's on the floor, there's blood everywhere. And I'm like going, fucking hell, I definitely don't want to get a girlfriend in all this shit. That's how they behave.
I swear to God, every time I turned up at your gaff when it was down there, I always, because I think I was on late, so I always rolled into town like 3, 4 in the morning when it was like a fucking ghost town. Finished wherever I come from and just rolling like, and it was like, yeah, welcome to Aldershot, the home of the British Army. Is probably like, what the f***? And you go in there, it's like a fucking zoo. Do you know what I mean?
It was crazy.
Hey.
It was mad. It was mad. But going back, we got to rewind.
Rewind.
But we go back to the 18-year-old Frost. Obviously, you've been doing these. Did you actually do some armed robberies as well?
I've done a couple of little bits and bobs.
Right, okay. So you know, you was immersed in that life. Obviously, you got involved in that. Did you get involved in the drugs as well?
By the time all that drug dealing and all that started, I was DJing. Do you know what I mean? Because by that time, a lot of my friends went on to that they graduated onto that. But by the time that started, I was already on my way in the music.
But obviously, if you hadn't have, I mean, I suppose really, the DJing and the music saved your life.
Saved my life.
Because if you'd have gone,
that was the next step.
That would have been drugs, and then you'd have probably.
Because all my other pals are like, all right, we're getting pinched for robbing, we're getting pinched for this. Drug dealing is safer, it's easier, and we were at that age. And you know,
was this at the job centre in Brixton? They said this.
This is it, mate. This is right there. Do you know what I mean? Hence why it's not there no more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a natural. It was going to be a natural progression for us, and I didn't make it to that. I was gladly, thank God.
Yeah.
Never got there.
So when how old was you? Would you say when you started DJing? Was it sort of 18, 19?
Yeah, about 17, 18, 19. I just thought about this shit because I was always into music. Do you know what I mean?
So obviously, you were going to the reggae dances, Stonebridge. You know, you definitely bumped into Gary.
Probably.
He was the guy who used to work with us, the big tall guy.
Probably.
But he used to work, and we got him from Stonebridge because someone said, he does all the reggae dances.
Yeah,
he's the best
probably.
Guy.
He's probably friends with Moose. With Moose and them.
Yeah, he's Moose's mate.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I know
he used to have
them.
the newspaper.
I know
don't know
him,
if you
mate.
remember the newspaper.
Yeah, and say no more. Say no more. Say no more.
I think he used to shout out extra, read all about it. And if anybody knows what we're talking about, you'll find it very funny. And if you don't, well, we're not going to tell you. But you know, when you first started DJing, was it reggae you was playing, or
Nah, because I was into reggae when I was young, but I never really got into it as a DJ. I got into playing because I started going to Soul to Soul.
Yeah.
So I started hanging out with Jazzy B and all them lot. So I started getting into that kind of funk kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I started playing that. And then I went to an acid house party and my whole life changed. Do you know what I mean? I went to Clink Street, not too far from here. Do you know what I mean?
I remember Fabian Groove when we when we did the United Nations 3 Decades of Drum and Bass
Yeah.
documentary, they had the same thing. So I take it that was like the spot.
That was it, mate. Clink Street, just over the bridge. Just
Did you meet Brian? Had you met Brian at this point or not?
yeah, I met Brian because I met Brian. I'll tell you the funny story where I met Brian. I knocked off a van, and I had a van full of dodgy watches.
Right.
So I was selling all these watches. So like anyone who'd listen, do you want to buy a watch? I meet you, I say, do you want to buy a watch? So like, I had about 300 watches. Do you know what I mean? That I nicked off from a van. So I was walking past a pub one day, and I heard music playing. I looked in there, I saw this geezer playing. That's when we had lots of that. And I went in, I thought, oh, nice
He
tunes.
definitely wants to watch.
Yeah. I said, nice tunes. Do you want to buy a watch? And he's like, yeah, show me them. So I took out all these watches. And he's like, yeah, I could buy one after. So I thought, all right, I'll wait around. So I just sat listening to him playing, and then that's how we met.
Amazing.
So in the end, he didn't even buy the fucking watch in the end.
Right.
We just fucking started talking about music.
That's Bristol for you. Or was it Gloucester? I can't remember.
He's from Gloucester,
Oh,
yeah.
right, Gloucester, yeah.
He's from Gloucester.
And so that was when you obviously sort of met him
Yeah.
and then become pals.
Yeah.
And then did you inspire him to start DJ? No, he was already DJing.
Nah,
Did he inspire you?
He was already up and running on the radio and everything.
Yeah.
I said to him, listen, I like this, what you're playing. I've got a lot of those tunes because I had all the tunes from my uncles and that used to give me music.
Yeah.
And I just like was into that. Do you know what I mean? So he said to me, well, obviously, you know, what you're doing is you could do better things. You could come and play music as well.
Right.
Because he saw what I was up to. I think he's seen me like robbing someone before.
Right.
He's seen me. I think he thought I wanted to rob him because he was selling weed.
Give me a fucking records and your weed.
He was selling weed, right, in his house. And I turned up at his house one time. And he's looked, and I this one, I just had this, I got a big scar down there.
Right.
And I think the stitch is still in there. And I turned up at his house like that, and he's like, I said, I want to buy some weed. So he thought I wanted to rob him. Right. But I just wanted to buy some weed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
And what happened with that scar, Frosty? What happened with that?
Oh, mate, I just got into a bit of bother when I was young. And yeah, he just done me with a carpet knife.
I mean, that was and back then that was the thing. It was the.
It's like a Stanley. You can hardly see it. I'm really lucky. You can hardly, it comes all the way down to here.
Right.
But I've had to go and, you know, exact my revenge, haven't I?
Right.
And it ended up horrible. It wasn't nice. And you know what, right? I swear to God, I think that's the day I thought, you know, what I had to do to the guy, I felt ashamed after that. Do you know what I mean? I thought, I'm not going to do this no more. I'm going to just concentrate on music. Because what I'd done after, I thought, because I went round, I'd done him in front of his mum and everything. Right. And his dad, his mum's house and all that. I was like, I can't be doing things like that to people. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what though? I know it doesn't. They do say 2 wrongs don't make a right, but I think if somebody actually does, you know, slash you with a knife, stab you with a knife, you know,
I stood in the fucking mirror like that for about a week, like looking at myself.
But
I got the fucking SP where we lived.
Right.
Boom.
But genuinely, like I think if anybody does anything like the knife, people don't, unless they're trained, they don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if it could have easily slipped and cut your throat and killed you. And for me, I think if somebody goes down that route with a knife and they do that to somebody, you know, if somebody did react the way you did, Maybe, you know, I wouldn't be going, oh, I think that's bad. I know you said you felt bad about it.
Yeah, I did. I think, you know what it is? At the time, first I thought, yeah, you was. But when you do it, you don't feel good after.
No.
Because I've done it in front of his mum.
But it doesn't actually.
And I think I give his mum a clip as well. Do you know what I mean? Which is not good. Not like I never, but I think I give her, do you know what I mean? Which ain't good. Because at that time I was I don't give a fuck. Right. Do you know what I mean? Now I look back and I think, oh, do you know what I mean? Because I'm a completely different person.
Yeah. But I think every action is a reaction, right?
Yeah.
But like you said, when you look back on it in hindsight, obviously it didn't fix that.
Yeah.
And like you said, at the end of it, it did make you feel bad. So there wasn't really any justification for it. But I do think if you're in that life and you do that to somebody,
yeah.
You've got to expect something.
You've got to expect something.
Yeah, it's not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think at that time when I done that, because I was really young, and when I done that, things like that weren't done. You don't go to someone's house and do that. But I just didn't give a fuck, mate. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go around there, and I just went and dealt with what I had to do. You know, and after I felt awful. Do you know? I felt awful that I done that. Even though I felt justified, but as the years went on and I started to grow up and mature, I knew how bad it was.
Did you ever think like that as an example? You was obviously in that life, and then obviously once you actually got, I mean, how many stitches do you have on you?
No, all I know is it goes all the way from here,
right,
all the way down to here.
I mean, that's serious.
But you couldn't, like, sometimes I forgot I got it myself.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But I think after I'd done that, I thought.
But you were lucky. You could have lost your fucking eyesight.
I was fucking there.
You lost your eyesight.
And it happened in a dark, pitch black party. Pitch black. Like, I tell you, it was just fucking luck, mate.
So, I mean, did you ever beef him or was he just...
No, we just had an argument in the party.
Right.
We had an argument in the party, and when we were young, that's what happened. You did the kind of things that happen. I was like, what, 18? 18 when this happened. Just
it's
18.
A bit fucking f***ed up, though. You have a row with somebody and they just decide they're going to do that.
Yeah, just 18 when it happened.
Wow.
So, do you know
I suppose
what I mean?
They always say you should take a positive from a negative, yeah?
Yeah.
And the positive of that was that what happened, and then obviously the reaction, it could have then gone on from there, and then people could have started shooting each other.
And I was ready for that because I had my thing. Right. I was ready because I when I went there with my thing. Right. So I was ready for that because I had my fucking thing already. I went there with my thing. Right. But I ended up using the other thing. Like, so I thought if worse comes to worse, if I got to shoot, I'm just going to do it, innit? Do you know what I mean? I didn't give a fuck at that time. Do you know what I mean? I think when I was young, I would have killed everyone in the house.
But I think that's when you look back, the music saved you, but that experience probably did turn you off that path.
It did. I thought, you know what, this is not right.
Where's it going to go?
Yeah,
next,
no, it's not.
He comes and does something to you.
It wasn't that because I was ready for that. But it's just morally, I just knew it was wrong. I just think, this is not what I want to be. I don't want to be this person. And I think it's taken me because even after that, it's taken me a long time to get to where I am now. Right. Do you know what I mean? Which is now, I'm just like, you know. But now
if someone treads on your foot, you go, sorry. But 30 years ago, you'd have probably fucking elbowed him in the face and bit their ears off.
Now I'm just like, listen, mate, you know.
I remember that though, like, you know, it was actually quite funny, like in the club scene, because in the like late 80s, early 90s, it was all people just jumping about, everyone loved everyone. And then when it obviously changed, and then obviously the music all split off, and then you had the drum bass, then it went into the jungle, and then the garage scene started up. And I just remember literally like people would kill you if you tried on their trainers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I've got a story, yeah?
Go on in.
All right, he's going to kill me. My pal Rufus, yeah? Rufus is like...
The PR guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know
Rufus is like, Terry, man, he's like, fucking, I was serving up and they've taken all my gear, right? They've taken all my gear and they didn't even take it. They just threw it away or something like that. They just took it and just off your cunt and threw it all out. And he goes, all my money went. And he goes, I went in there, my mosh, and he goes, I got Terry. And Terry's going, I can't help you, mate. And he goes, just threw all my gear away. I was like, sorry, Rufus.
See, for me, you know, as a promoter at that time, and because like you know, when you become a person of interest, like a big DJ or a big promoter, obviously, you know, you've got a choice, right? Yeah. I had loads of people approach me over the years saying, you should let us serve up, we should do this, we should do that. And I was like, not interested, right? Zero tolerance. You come in the thing about drugs, you're gone, right? And people would always be going, oh, but you can do this, you can do that, you can make this. I said, look, mate, I said, I've got 3,000 people in a fucking hall or a warehouse or a fucking club. I'm earning good money. Yeah. I'm paying tax. Yeah. Right. And, you know, if you come in and I let that go on, I'm a party to that. If someone fucking dies, if someone dies, you let that happen, you go to jail. Yeah. Right. So for me, I was like, if on the violent side, like I was bang up for that. So any aggravation, obviously we were quite heavy-handed, but we had to be.
You lot were very heavy-handed.
but we didn't go looking for it. We was always literally like, all we wanted to do, everyone have a good time. And look, you know, there was definitely, whether the club or the security were doing it, the internal security of the club or the actual club themselves doing it, if they were letting it go on, but I was zero tolerance. I said, no one's getting walked in the fire exit in case they're bringing a gun in.
Yeah.
No one's, the DJs. You remember we used to search the
Everyone,
boxes.
everyone
Everyone got patted down.
Everyone got patted.
Because for me, it's like, and I remember someone telling me this story. I think it was at the Coliseum in Vauxhall. A girl had actually smuggled a gun. It was like I think it was like a Derringer 22 in her fucking knickers.
Yeah.
Right, because they didn't obviously pat the girls down.
Yeah.
And then people used to plug up fucking
Listen,
gear.
bro, I went to Coliseum once with a gun. And there's a pen and one shot, and I went in there. It's like a pen. It's like a tube.
You are like Inspector Gadget. Ain't you?
It's like a tube. And I was in Coliseum with it. It's like a 9mm, 9mm cartridge in there. Bam,
Right.
boom, one shot. It's like a tube like that.
Wow.
Bam. And I always carried it there. I always had it on me.
What
Do you know what I mean?
was that? Was that twice as nice?
Yeah.
Because that.
Sorry, Steve.
That's it, sorry, Steve. Mr. Gordon. but genuinely, do you know, I used to avoid that because when I was doing garage nights and my nights, I would never go out to another rave.
Yeah.
I never used to go raving because I was always thinking, you know what happened to the guy from La Cosa Nostra when he got
Oh yeah.
stabbed to death outside that club.
Yeah.
So I was always thinking, I'm going to be in someone's rave having a good time, and I'm going to walk outside and there'd be like 10 geezers going, that's that.
Yeah.
So obviously I had to remove me, even though I loved the scene, I had to remove myself from it. And obviously with the garage, that was probably there's two things I would never have gone to. I would never have gone to Twice Nice, and I'd never have gone to Carnival because
Open season.
no, but everyone used to go
There's no cover,
go to Carnival, and you think, I've been doing 20 events a month up and down the country. We've had fucking rows with people. We bash people up.
Listen, mate, dragged them over the fucking coals, mate. I see people get dragged up like, you can't.
But it was a crazy time, wasn't it? I mean, it was, and I mean, when you was, I mean, obviously, if you're putting the, you've obviously turned a new leaf. As in, you're still in the life, but you've come out of it,
Yeah.
and you found the music. You're obviously DJing. What would you say was your first biggest break?
Well, I played at the Fridge on Thursdays, every Thursday. And I played with a man called Eddie Richards.
He was brilliant.
Brilliant. Lovely man as well. Yeah. And he took me under his wing.
Evil Eddie.
Evil Eddie, yeah. Eddie took me under his wing and signed me up to his agency, Dynamix. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then from there, I started traveling around Europe and started getting out and seeing things and being like, oh, do you know what I mean? And all that time, getting involved with that is taking me more away from the life. Because I'm like, all right, fuck that. This is all right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting money, traveling, meeting new people, getting out the hood. This is me. I'm like, this is more me.
And
do you know
obviously
what I mean?
back then, DJs were like fucking superstars, weren't they? So
Yeah.
I bet you had a queue of young ladies propositioning you.
I did, and I enjoyed myself quite a lot when I was younger.
Why not?
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed myself quite a lot up until, in my late. No, I did. I enjoyed myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nothing like now. I'm like,
Are you married?
I'm not married. No.
Right. Okay. No. So you're young, single, and ready to mingle.
Yeah.
But you got kids, haven't you, Frost?
Yeah, I've got kids, grandchildren, grandchildren.
I never thought I'd hear you say that you're a granddad.
I've got 8 grandchildren.
Grandpa Frost is in the house.
I've got 8 grandchildren, bruv. 8.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Wow. I love them all dearly. They're all like, you know what I mean? And I've got 6 children.
Wow. Well, it must be like Christmas at your house must be mad.
Yeah, Christmas. Yes. Yeah, the last Christmas, we had a beautiful Christmas. The last Christmas, I had all the family around. Mum.
Do you cook? Or does everybody chip in?
Everyone chips in.
I was going to say, because when you got that many people, it's like fucking hard for somebody.
No, I just let them go. I got my sisters.
Come round, but you got to cook.
my sisters, my 2 sisters, they won't let me. I mean, like, no, sit down. They won't let me.
Right.
They're more than handy. You know what I mean? Amazing. So I just, and my daughter, my oldest daughter's 37. So she's like, Dad, sit down, mate.
I've got you.
I've got it. Yeah.
And where did the name Jumping Jack Frost come from?
Do you know what? I just sat down and thought, I want something that people remember that sounds familiar.
Did you start off like with that, or did you?
No, I started off on another name before, DJ Underworld.
Right, I love that.
DJ Underworld, because I thought I was in the fucking underworld, didn't I? I thought I was part of the criminal underworld.
Right.
So my name was DJ Underworld, and then I ditched that.
See, look, I'd actually go out on a limb here and say nobody fucking knows that. I've never heard you speak about that before. So it's
No, I've said it in a couple of interviews, like years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah. Someone come up to me recently and said, "Hello, Underworld." I was like, "Fuck off you."
That was 30 years ago.
Yeah, fuck off you, gal. You know what I mean? But yeah, Underworld, bro. Right. I don't know what the I was thinking.
And then where did the fuss come from? It was just literally.
Yeah, just. I do these things. I just pluck things out of the air. I do it up to now. I still do it. Do you know what I mean? I pluck things out of the air, and I think it's a good idea. And sometimes they are, sometimes.
And what was your?
So.
I mean, obviously everyone had a DJ style, didn't they? What would you say yours was? I mean, was you a sort of mix and blend man, or was you more of a just bangers?
Bangers, bro. Right. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. I think in my later years I've got a little bit more finesse, but I was raw, bang.
Right.
Let's get them out of there, bang. Fucking rip them up.
Yeah.
Rip them up.
And when you look back on all the places you DJ, I mean, I remember like the big raves back in the day. What would you say was your biggest event you played at?
Oh.
Or the most memorable? I mean, when you've been somewhere,
I can't. I've got so many great memories, Terry.
Yeah.
From going to Japan for the first time, going to Brazil for the first time, just having a residency in New York for 2 years.
Wow.
Having a residency, when I had a residency in New York.
Yeah.
Then I'd fly from New York to Toronto to play. This is every month. New York, Twilo, then to Industry in Toronto, then from there to the Viper Rooms in LA, where Johnny Depp owns. Often have a little chat with Johnny.
Yeah. Did he have his mega pint of red wine?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And he always, whenever I saw Johnny Depp, he always looked like a painter and decorator, because he had like dirty boots on with paint on it and just some off-key outfits. But he's a lovely, lovely man.
Yeah. Really
lovely man. Do you know what I mean? Through him, I've met a few people like Rick Rubin, one of the founders of Def Jam. I remember a fascinating conversation with him on a beach on, what beach was it? Just LA, just near Muscle Beach down there.
Yeah.
There's a hotel there with an old English fish and chip shop, and a lot of people go there. Do you know what I mean? And we was outside there just talking about setting the world to rights, and he's just such an interesting guy. And so
and Def Jam, in the 80s, that was like the fucking label.
Yeah, and he's like how him and Russell Simmons founded it together.
Yeah,
and now he's got big beard. He's like a fucking guru now. Do you know what I mean? But I spent half an hour or so with him, 45 minutes. We sat and spoke about stuff like Illuminati and stuff like that, like the whole fucking rabbit hole. Do you know what I mean? And he's deep into it. And
has he signed up? Is he one of the members?
No, bro. Judging by the conversation we had, I don't think so. Do you know what I mean? Right. He's very critical of a lot of things, and we just had a really good conversation. So so my experiences of different places, and I can't pick one place out.
Yeah.
But there's so many different memories, and a very special one. I'll tell you what, because I think I was the first DJ to play in Northern Ireland to Protestant and Catholic kids in the same place.
Wow.
I went there with Moby, and I ended up going back like every month because they loved me there, and I've still got a great relationship with people in Northern Ireland.
Amazing.
Do you know what I mean? I remember once I was there, and then they came up to me and they said, "Frost, we've got to move your hotel." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, they said, no, we're going to move your hotel. We're going to put you in a better hotel. They moved the hotel. The next day, the IRA blew up the fucking hotel, mate.
Wow.
I was like, what the fuck?
Good job you got friends in high places.
Yeah, we're going to move you. We're moving your hotel, yeah. I'm like, why?
It's a much better suite. It's lovely.
I said, no, this is a true story, Terry. They're like, no, we're going to move you. We're going to move you. Next day, boom, the hotel's gone, mate. I'm like, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? But I spent a lot of time there. Do you know what I mean? Also, because once I was there, I was there so many times. One of the last times I went there, They stopped me at the airport, pulled me one side and said, because, you know, these are the days before the checkpoints. Right. So you've got to give your name. Your name keeps coming up with all these people. And I didn't know that there was in the fucking UFF. I was the freedom fighters. So, boom, they pulled me to Paddington Green Police Station. Right. There fucking 17 hours, mate. Didn't get on a flight, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give New Orleans a break for a little while. Do you know what I mean? Didn't go back for about 5 years. I was just recently there, not too long ago. I got, you know what I mean? I've got very special memories there with, like, very interesting characters, should I say.
Yeah. Get him on the podcast.
Very interesting characters, mate. Very, very interesting. Yeah.
Amazing. And in your years in the club scene, as a DJ, you know, obviously there's always been like that sort of undercurrent of violence. But what would you say, like, and it could be anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world, where would you say is the worst violence you've seen at an event?
Manchester Crew!
Yeah.
It's got to be, innit?
It's crazy up there.
They're fucking nutcases, bro. Good thing, a lot of my cousins are up there. That's why when I first started getting into firearms and all that, I got them from all up there because all my cousins are up there.
Oh, well, they called it Gunchester.
Yeah. So I'd go up there from a young age, get firearms, bring them back down and sell them. That's what I used to do when I was really young. So I knew all them lot up there.
So when you played up there, you was all right.
I was all right. Yeah, because I knew them all. I knew them all from my family, because my family are up there up to now. I go up there and I got to hide. I'm like, I don't want them to know I'm fucking going to play up there. Like one time I went up there and I got there and I was like, "Wow, what's going on outside there?" And they're like, "Oh, the dancers, some boys come and stop the party." And I've gone, "Oh, Frost, I'm meant to be playing." And they go, "Yo, it's you. They come looking for you. They say they're your friends." And I think they fucking ammonia the guy in his eye or something. And like, I'm like, yeah, the guy said he was your cousin or something. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I've had to stop telling them when I'm going up there. Do you know what I mean? Right. No more of that. I'll see you later. No more of that, mate. I'm just fucking, because if I don't tell them, they're not going to know, because they don't go into town to see the Flyers. They're in the hood. They're not going to go uptown to see the Flyers. It's only if I open my big mouth, they'll know I'm coming up there. So now I just keep fucking stum. Do you know what I mean?
Because I remember, I think it was, 97, 98, but I remember the first time I was in a jungle event, and back then, like, you know, you talk to people and lots of people wouldn't understand this now, but you know, you could smoke in a club, right? But people were smoking crack. And I remember, like, one of the tunes come on and then somebody started fucking shooting the ceiling.
That was normal.
And I remember just being in this thing thinking, people openly smoking drugs.
Yeah.
And then every time there's a good tune, someone just lets one
someone
off.
Gets a gag.
And I'm just
salute,
thinking,
boom, 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 and fucking shoots a hole in the ceiling.
But you know, but everybody was getting excited, and I was just thinking, this isn't normal. This actually makes me feel uncomfortable. What if that guy decides, you know, that he's going to start shooting people in the crowd?
It's crazy. It's crazy. One time, me and Brian, because they had a dance, they had a party in Manchester because they had this big fucking gang thing down there between the Gooch and the Dodderton and the Cheetah Mill. It's like a big gang thing. So they wanted to have a party down there, like a truce, stop the gang violence. But the only person that could get to come and play was me, because everyone else was shit scared. And I knew all the gang members because some of them were my family. So they got, me and Brian G going to go and play. They got this place called the Lighthouse in Manchester, yeah? So they got the fucking...
Was it lit up?
It's lit up, bro. So you got the geezer with a fucking torch, like a flamethrower, right? Fucking... People was letting off shots in there. You play a tune. You got MCs going, "Give me the fucking mic, give me the fucking mic," and taking the fucking it. It's got, "We ain't got a mic. Give me the fucking headphones," and taking the fucking headphones and plugging it in. So it's quite eventful. You know what I mean? It's quite eventful. I mean, it's just the vibe up there was just awesome.
Seeing somebody with an actual flamethrower.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro.
that is fucking
like
insane.
a fucking flamethrower in the rev. And then you got someone in another corner going bam and fucking shooting. And there's this, and they're like, "Go on, man." And it's all because they like fucking records. All because they like the music. Like, all right, mate. I wonder what's going to happen if they don't fucking like it.
Yeah, I better just playing the bangers. You're all right, because you got the bangers.
I got the bangers. Like, you keep banging. Yeah, go on. What happens when you fucking stop? Like, nah, it was eventful. But you know what, though? As crazy as it was, the vibe was fucking, it was awesome. Or if you're on the right side of it,
Yeah.
wouldn't like to be on the wrong side of all that, though. Do you know what I mean? Wouldn't like to be on the wrong
there's
side
so
of
many.
it.
I mean, I did a Gary's Nation event at the G-Mex.
Yeah.
And I remember going up there, and I'd had a couple of little altercations in the past with people from Manchester where they come down and misbehaved. But most of it's been all right because we had people that you just move it all over.
Yeah.
But that night, I remember standing at G-Mex, and it's 15,000 capacity, right? And I remember there was all these metal detectors, like fucking loads of them, right? And this guy walked up and he said, he went like to security and went like that. And I could see he had a fucking butt of it looked like a machine gun. And the geezer walked him around a metal detector. So I was literally like, I'm going, right? Because you're always thinking you're ready to that for me.
Yeah, you know. Hold on a minute. Let's start connecting the dots back. You know what I mean?
But it wasn't. But I think I think the thing,
The general
I think-
uniform up there.
I think the thing that kept me probably safe, and I mean I was doing it for 10 years. You know, obviously I'm still intact.
Yeah.
I come out of it intact. But you know, I think it was always because I had a large thing of paranoia.
Yeah.
And obviously because I was working with a lot of these guys, I had a couple of SAS guys as well, and they'd always be
Mate,
like,
I swear to God, you had your security. You know, one time I went in, I felt like a fucking miniature, mate. With some geezers, they were all like that big, like full fucking special forces. Like there's about 20 of them at a time round you.
but they were always like, you know, when you're driving home, check your mirrors, you know. So I was always hyper aware of what was going on. And, you know, like a lot of promoters would be on a stage, champagne, sunglasses on, drinking, chatting birds up. I was
You was
not in-
MCing.
Yeah, but that was years ago, mate. That was before. That was
You
before.
was MCing.
I can't believe you called me out now. Fucking hell.
You walked right into that. Go on.
I know. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. I put my hands up.
Introducing a proper raw men's fashion brand that has untamed energy inspired by relentless warriors while remaining cheeky and rebellious. Simeon Saboteur is not just about style. This brand is a movement and a rebellion against the ordinary. This clothing is crafted for those that face life head on. Our new collection fuses classic design with modern edge. If you want to express your true warrior identity, strength and boldness, then join our tribe of real modern men. Explore our collection of casual wear, active gear and statement pieces that are as unique as you are. Our new collection is now live, and as a special treat for our Criminal Connection podcast crew, use this fantastic discount code BANANA5 on the checkout for an exclusive 5% discount off your first order. Visit www.simeonsaboteur.com. Check them out in the link below. I want to say a huge thanks to our sponsors, Fragrance Du Bois. Now, for those of you that don't know about Fragrance Du Bois, where have you been? It is one of the leading luxury fragrances, only available in Harrods, Selfridges and Neiman Marcus in New York. They've got so many different fragrances for men, for women. All of the fragrances are unisex, so make sure you get involved and sample the delights of Fragrance Du Bois. For all the Criminal Connection podcast crew, we've got a special discount for you. 10% off. All you need to do when you click on the link below and choose your luxury fragrance is to put in CCPOD10 for the 10% discount.
Somebody said I was a better promoter than an MC.
Yeah, much better. What was your name again? I'm sure you have a little name as well.
Free and easy. Come on.
Hey, there it is.
But do you know how that came about? Literally, I remember going to raves like back in the day. And back then, you know, an MC didn't really say anything. You just went, put your hands in the air.
Yeah.
That was it. And then
thought
someone,
you'd have a go.
And you know, when you're out partying, I just went, oh, I want to fuck, I can do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And it was a bit of a laugh. And but obviously, I was never going to be fucking MC, but I did it because I enjoyed doing it.
MC Free and Easy. We'll never forget it.
You're never going to let me forget it
We're
either.
never gonna forget it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you never got me to do one of your tracks. You know, I could have done a little lyric on Big Bad and everything.
Oh, mate.
I can't believe you done me like you got your sister on it instead of me.
Mate, free and easy. Free and easy. Free and easy. Free.
Fly like a bird, baby. but you know something? I think in life, like if you'd a DJ and you weren't any good at it, after a little while you give up, right?
Yeah, you
and
do.
obviously I give up.
Yeah, you did. You gave it up. You gave it up.
Yeah.
So Yeah, because you gave it up and then you thought, I've had enough of the promoting as well, and you gave that up too.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got to the end. I think what happened for me, Frost, like towards the end, was I think the golden period of the club scene was, I'd say, from late 88 probably to 95. That was the 7 years of like everyone went out, everyone was one. It was all happy. There was no problems. And I don't know, there was always like silly things, you know, like there was people selling moody drugs, or there was somebody who got mugged, or, you know, somebody had their ticket stolen, or their car stereo stolen out of the car. Do you know what I mean? It was all stupid shit. But I don't think 95 or 96, but when obviously people started sampling the reggae artists, and then all of a sudden it brought in a new wave of people. And then obviously, you know, the drugs changed as well. I think, you know, back in the day, like if you went to a rave, I'd say probably 99% of people were probably on it, right? And
the happy drug.
Yeah, so everyone's happy. And then
Happy
obviously,
atmosphere.
when you get a different crowd come in and they don't take it, but they smoke crack,
Yeah.
or they sniff coke or whatever, obviously the vibe's different.
Completely different.
And also, you know, if you've got somebody, you know, if you're putting on one of those events and back then, Tottenham, Hackney and Brixton were probably no-go zones, right? Streatham, you're putting an event on there, the local people are going to come, and they're obviously going to go, well, we can have an earner here, or they're going to come and, you know, someone's going to train the trainers. So that's when
they're going to want to pay to get in, they're going to try to rush the door, all sorts.
But that's when the aggro started, and that's when, you know, I'd say, and then when the Gary scene started off, everyone was dressed up smart, champagne, all the girls were dressed up smart. And then when the crews come in, it was like, right, we're not dressing up now. So everyone starts wearing tracksuits.
We were so happy when that garage thing came in.
It was good, wasn't it?
Oh, we were like, oh, thank God.
Everyone went.
Take them all. Off you go. Thank God, off you go. We were so happy.
But the problem I had was I started up on that. And then when they, and it was great for like 2 years, the garage scene. And then when that migration happened,
oh, mate,
that's when
I was so happy. When the garage, the UKG thing come out, and they all started going over there, I was like, thank fucking God.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We can just get on with our thing again now and start progressing this music, because it just stood still.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then they all went over there, and then we could get on with it. Do you know what I mean?
I think going back to your question about why I sold up, like in the last year of putting events on, like we did a part, you might have even been there actually, we did a party at Miniature Sound on Christmas Day, and people were coming up to the door saying, I need to walk through the metal detectors. You're not going to do that. Well, I've got to, because I've got to have my thing on me. You're not going to have your thing on you. It's Christmas Day. Go and put it back in the car. But what if nobody's got anything in there, right? Was you not coming in, right? But I had that conversation 3 times where the security were coming out and telling me, come and speak to this guy. And I'd had to say, go and put it back in the car. You're not coming in, right? And I'm thinking, can't believe I'm arguing with people on Christmas Day night
I'm saying
about bringing guns into a club, which they're not meant to be. They're not even meant to have guns anyway.
Or what if he's got his thing? Like,
Yeah, but he's not going to have his thing, so you're going to be okay, right? Let's just have a nice night tonight. But it was sweet. But I remember leaving that event thinking,
bad taste in
what
your
the
mouth.
fuck is going on? I can't believe I'm having these rows with people over stupid shit. And the problem is, you know, if I'd have said, yeah, okay, you can bring it in. Yeah, okay, you can bring it in. There's a shit on the dance floor. My fucking raves are finished.
That's it, you're done.
So,
You're done.
so
You're a co-conspirator.
yeah, so I got to the point where I'm sort of thinking, I need to. You obviously met my missus, and she said to me at the time, yeah, she'd never been to a rave, right? So when she actually started to come into a couple of raves in 2002, when I met her, she was a bit like,
by that time, they started getting proper dark out.
This isn't normal, right? She said, this isn't, you're going to work in a bulletproof vest, you've got serial killers looking after you, and you've got fucking a dog handler with 2 fucking Dobermans. She said, this isn't normal way to go to work. You know, most people get on the train, have a cappuccino, and fucking, you know, wear a suit. And I think it got to the point in 2002 where you ring up a club, the drum and bass was okay, but what happened was a lot of the good venues were sold and redeveloped.
Yeah.
So there's only really Brixton Academy and Bagley's in London, right? And there was obviously what was that place in southeast London? The on the old Kent, just off the old Kent Road, there was a warehouse there that they did stuff. SE1. Was it SE1?
No.
But there was the SE1, but it was only a handful of venues.
SE1 was a fucking...
It was under the arches, wasn't it?
Yeah, under the arches.
But there was only probably like 4 venues to choose from.
Yeah.
And then what happened was, because there was a lack of events, the drum and bass scene, it kind of felt like it was going more international. So it was sort of fizzing out in the UK for whatever reason. Yeah. And then with the garage scene, because it got so bad, I remember ringing up people saying, I want to book an event. And they'd be like, well, what is the music? You go, garage, no thanks.
Yeah, straight.
Right. And then the ones that said, oh yeah, no, that's fine. Can we look at the lineup? And then they get the lineup, go to the police, go to the council, and then come back and go, you can't book him, you can't book her, you can't have this, you can't have that. And it's like, I can't promote if I can't fucking, it's like being creative or being a DJ. And someone's saying, sorry, Foss, you can't pay all these bangers, you've got to play these records. You go, well, I don't want to play them fucking records, you know?
Fuck off, mate. You know
so I got to the point where I felt like I was being restricted. And I just thought, you know, I'm at the top of the game.
Yeah.
And if I sell now, I'm going to be able to end at the top.
Yeah.
And thank God I did, because the UK garage scene went like that, drum and bass scene went like that. I know it kind of come back probably 2012, but I wouldn't have, you know, sat around for 9 years waiting for it to go back. I'd have just been, you know, I'd have been gutted because but I mean, I think the only people that were okay with the DJs and the MCs, because it went international, you were still getting booked, you were still doing stuff. And obviously the price, you got a lot more money than I used to pay you.
Exactly.
But I mean, I've when I look back at it, Frost, you know, my son's gone into promoting now.
Is he?
And he actually said to me, but he's doing like house events and small stuff for like 600 people. But he said to me the other day, he said, Dad, you know, I'd like to watch one of your, you know, because we used to film them, right?
Yeah.
And he was going, Dad, he goes, these fucking things were insane. Like, you had all these people like fucking coming out and going nuts with the light shows, you had the dancers. You know, it really was.
You give him a couple of tips, you must do. You must get a couple of tips from the old man.
The only tips, see, the thing is, back then, because you had a club night as well, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Was that on Shaftesbury Avenue? You used to do the weekly. Yeah. I remember that Bar Rumba, wasn't it? Yeah. So that was good. Because with the record label, so you had the record label V Recordings.
Yeah.
But then you also had the club night as well.
Yeah. Club night was more Brian and Oliver and them lot, but I was obviously involved with them as well. Yeah.
But,
Movement.
But yeah, the only tip I give my son was, and the difference between promoting then and now, you don't need to print flyers up.
No.
You don't need to design a flyer. You don't need record shops. You don't need, you can do it all digitally.
Everything's digital.
So it's like you put a post on Instagram, you put a video on Instagram, people see it, they click on a link, buy a ticket. So obviously all of that hassle and aggro is gone.
Yeah.
All that cost's gone.
Yeah.
And what's really weird, and I can't get my head around this now, but unless you're doing a festival, the kids don't really give a fuck about DJs. As long as the DJs can mix and play the right music, there's no aggro.
Yeah.
Right? It's more about them going somewhere where there's going to be some nice girls.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Like, I said to my son, I said, what do people want now when they go out? And he said, all the guys want the girls, all the girls want the guys. So he said, if you have a nice blend of guys and girls, no trouble, and you know, it's good music, people come.
Yeah.
And I said to him, you know, have one of my guys, because obviously I'm still in touch with the guys, and I said, have one of my guys with you, right? Just to walk you about, look after you. And he goes, yeah, all right. He goes, I'll do it. And then it went off at one of his events, like really went off. And it was funny because I was actually there with my missus, and I could, you know, when you feel it's going to go off.
Yeah.
And I actually said to my missus, I said, I think we should go now. And she goes, no, it's fucking 12 o'clock. You know, you're so fucking bored, you always want to go early. And I went, no. I said, I really have got a bad feeling. And I said, if I'm here and it goes off, I'm going to get involved. Now, I don't want to fucking end up in the police station. So I said, let's just fucking go home, right? And let the security deal with it. Because I think it's going to go off.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking shit. Blah, blah, blah. We get in the car, we get home,
boom,
and it goes off. And it was like fucking people getting glass in the face, people smashing people around the other tables. And it was basically, it was at an event which my son wasn't running, but the club had said to him, oh, can you, you know, help promote it for us? And he promoted it. And what happened was a load of undesirable characters come in and got pissed.
Yeah.
And there was another load of guys that didn't like them.
Oh,
and when I was in there, you could feel it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could feel it.
Well, you've been there many times. You know it. You see it before it comes in you.
But if you're from that world or you've been in that environment, you know when it's
you know, you just think, oh, hold on a minute, what's going on here? Just get a little feeling. You know what I mean?
And my mate who because he was with him, just grabbed him and got him out.
Yeah.
And he goes, that guy wasn't very good, Dad. I was going, what do you mean? He goes, well, he just grabbed me and got me outside.
That's exactly what he's meant to do.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
I said, if he starts...
What was do? Start brawling everyone.
If he starts fighting them guys and then they'll jump on him and fucking do him and then you're on your own, what good is he to you?
Then?
It's get out. You know what I mean? And if it comes on top, he'll have it. But the idea is they get you away.
Get you out, bro. That's what it's all about. What do you think you can stay there and do a fucking Arnie?
Yeah, that's only in the movie, son. That's only in the movie.
Get him out of there, man.
It's actually quite funny because he's now got a new guy who's ex-parachute regiment and big 6'5" guy. And I mean, you know, he's from Africa, funny enough. And he is like takes
look, that Francis Ngannou,
he
is he?
takes no fucking shit.
Look, that Francis geezer, that Fort Fury the other day.
He looks like him,
right?
Right. But he just doesn't take any fucking bollocks. So he's just like, you know, he fucking talks to, you know, and I said to my son, I said, you know, you need to have people around you like that because people need to know they can't take fucking liberties.
Yeah. And, especially in that game as well. You've got to have that line. If you listen, son, you cross it, you know?
Yeah. And he's always been he's a people person, so he enjoys the promotion. I said, let the security deal. But the thing is now, they don't really have any trouble because when you put an event on now, when you go up to the door, ID goes into the machine. Yeah. They know who you are. Yeah. Camera there, you're on the fucking camera, right?
Straight in.
So you get patted down, right? You walk through a metal detector. So if you do fuck about in there, you get nicked.
You get nicked straight off.
Right, and they know where you live because you've got your ID. And if it's fake ID, you're on the fucking camera. So
straight in.
So I said,
that ID facial recognition. Gotcha.
So I said to him, I said, you haven't got any. We had none of that back in the day. Thank God.
He's got it fucking good now. He might as well go and get his money and just.
But the thing is, it could still have a problem. And I said, if you got somebody there that looks after you, I said he can just be your mate. And if it ever does go off in the club, because I've actually seen and heard stories where people have been in a club and they've just been standing in the wrong place and there's been a fight and somebody's like fucking gone like that with a glass or a bottle, glassed him in the fucking neck or the face, and they just wrong place, wrong time.
Wrong time.
So I said, if you got someone with you, if it does go off, it'd just be like, move you over here.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Go on.
Or come this
Let's
way.
go. Boom. That's all you need to do. Let security deal with all that. You get out, boom, done. You got your ticket money. See you later. Yeah? You're done. See you later. You got your ticket money. Off you go.
But he always makes me laugh because I like bantering him as well. So he always goes, Dad, you know, we sold out last night. I said, it was only 600 people that were out. When I was doing it, it was like sometimes 20,000 people.
Go and get some of that.
But how do you think the scene's changed? I mean, because is there still a scene here, or is it?
It's everywhere. It's like it's bigger than ever now. Right. It really is massive. It is really. It's like it is so strong right now. Yeah. It's like you've got all these different genres of it, drum and bass. It's so strong right now. It's like parties everywhere. Yeah. There's all these new DJs that popped up during lockdown as well. And there's parties all over the world. We're doing that world tours now. Wow. Do you know what I mean? America, Australia, Asia. Yeah. Like this year, I think we're going to hit Asia, done America last year. I think we're going to do Asia and America again this year. Wow. The music is so strong at the moment, man.
But in England, I mean, is there a big scene here now?
Massive.
Right.
Massive. Right. It is massive here.
Because I see bits and pieces. But obviously, because there's a lack of venues, is it more like smaller things? But there's lots
big
of
things, small things. Like I was in Bristol last Friday. There were 4 parties on, and they were all packed. Wow! And that's in Bristol. Wow! There's 4 parties on.
I'm happy to hear that, you know,
because, and they're all packed.
And is it because
it's not like one thing's on and the other person losing out.
Because when
everything's balanced out.
Because when I did. When we did the documentary about, obviously, One Nation and the drum bass scene, I was actually thinking back then, I wouldn't mind going back in and having another go. But somebody actually said to me that the issue now is a lot of the big names, they only play an event once. So if you want in there, and also they're going to want a lot of money because if Andy sees DJing at Wembley and getting 10,000 people on his own, if you book him for your thing, he ain't going to go, yeah, give me 500 quid and I'll do it. I mean, no. But I mean, do you think that's, in a way, that's given opportunity to the up and coming DJs to then establish themselves?
Yeah. Because there's different levels of parties now. You've got really small parties where you're going to go and cut your teeth. You know what I mean? and you got that level, and then you move up levels, and you know it's the same thing, like, you know, but it's different levels.
Right.
And that people, you cut your teeth at that level, and you move up. People know your show. You move up. Play festivals. Your money goes up.
And is it still like, obviously when we were doing it, we were doing lots of like back-to-back stuff. We had like loads of MCs. Is it
Same thing?
Oh, right, okay. So it hasn't changed really. It's the
No.
same. Right,
Same
okay.
thing.
Okay.
Same thing. You know what I mean? Same thing. Back-to-backs, MCs, just get them all on. You know what I mean?
And who are the big promoters now, Foster, in this country?
I'm not going to say their names.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to say me. No,
Okay.
I'm joking. No,
Yeah.
no. It's
I didn't know if any of the old promoters were still
I'm not
going,
gonna-
or it's all new people.
I'm not gonna say
Okay.
who, because some of them, they're not very nice people.
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean? They're not very. Bridges. I love Bridge and Breaking Science. I love Bridge.
Well, they were around when we were doing it.
Yeah,
back in the day,
yeah. I love Bridge, and then some of the other lot, and I love Wilf. From up north, he does Metropolis and stuff like Worried About Henry. They're really big promoters at the moment. Worried About Henry. Some of the other people I don't like, so I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I'm not
You
gonna
don't want
say
to give them
their name.
any.
Nah, nah.
Obviously, you've established yourself, obviously, over the years as a leading sort of drum and bass jungle DJ. You've always got your record label. You've done your events. What other fit? Because I remember you did a drinks. Are you still doing that as well?
Listen, I got my drink out now. Frost Liquid V Rum, right? Created by a company called Market Row,
Right.
So I've got a partnership with a company,
Amazing.
and we've got a pineapple spice rum.
You know I fucking love rum, right?
I should have bought you a bottle.
No, well, we'll have to make that right. But I love rum. I do
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'll get one sent out.
What's
to
it like, Frost? Is
It's
it
pineapple spice rum.
amazing?
Beautiful. Like everyone who drinks it, it's just like you're just so Moorish. Next thing you're pissed. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's like, yeah. It's,
But that's, to me, sounds like a perfect combo. Because I remember when Bacardi brought out the spice rum,
yeah.
and I was like, that is the bollocks. But with the pineapple as well.
Rather with the pine, because you like when like
Tastes like a fucking J2O.
it's beautiful. Big shout to Mikey and all the crew at Market Row. Like Mikey is a fucking genius. He gives a makes of fucking rum, and everything's made in Brixton.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the distillery's in Brixton.
I love that.
So everything, all my
Have you got
business
some palm
interests,
trees outside?
all the fucking, everything's running around there, bruv. Most of my business interests are in Brixton at the moment.
Amazing.
Only my clothing thing with Black Sheep, where we're going to in a bit,
Yeah.
with my friend Gareth, is not in Brixton. Everything else is in Brixton.
Right.
My club nights are in Brixton. I do Brixton bass, is in Brixton.
Yeah.
And the distillery is in Brixton.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. See, I never would have thought, because when you talk to anyone about rum, you always imagine it's like
Some
in
Caribbean
the
thing,
Caribbean.
yeah.
But to actually have it in London, in
It's
Brixton,
in
it's fucking
Brixton,
amazing.
brother. The distillery is there. I go in there, they're making it right there, mate. You know what I mean?
I
And
bet,
it's-
I bet the smells are fucking unbelievable.
it's like, you know what I mean? I'll tell you what, when we were first doing it, when we were first doing it,
I'm not keeping you awake, am I, Frosty?
yeah.
I've been talking too long. I'm fucking boring you. Sending
when
you
we
to sleep.
first started doing it, obviously I've had to do taste tests, you know, do you know what I mean?
But that was hard.
I don't drink anymore. I give it all up. I don't drink or nothing no more.
Right.
But at the time, I was still having a little drink. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So going in there, 11 o'clock in the morning, doing taste tests, ain't pretty because like, it takes a few hours to get the right one, and
You're walking around
you
Brixton.
come out of there like, oh mate, you know what I mean?
Thank you very
Next
much.
thing yeah, like I think that's what tipped me over the edge in the end.
Right.
Because I was doing a diary and like, oh, should I knock it on the end? But I think after I bought that drink out, I've had so much of it. I thought, I'm done with this shit.
Well, how do you fit? So as you've gone teetotal,
Yeah, I'm teetotal completely.
How have you found it? Because I've obviously seen you doing a bit in the gym as well.
Yeah,
have you sort of? Has
I'm
it
at the
helped
gym.
you?
I'm at the gym every morning. I do spin class. I love a spin class. And if I don't do like this morning, I just done cardio, just like running and light weights. It's good for my mental health as well because I suffer from fucking anxiety. I can get myself into a right fucking state of like depression and stuff like that. Just over fucking nothing, mate. I can just fucking create a scenario that's not there, bruv, and just fucking just turn myself fucking mad. You know what I mean?
What do you think? What do you think caused that? Do you think it's just where you're sort of jumping on and off planes and you're out and about,
I don't know.
you
I
know,
think-
late nights?
Trauma, excessive drug use.
Right.
Excessive drug use. Excessive drug use.
See,
No,
I
because
know-
I caned it. I ripped the arse out of it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I ripped
Right,
the arse
okay.
out of it. I went to rehab and
I
everything.
thought you was always fucking like Mr. Sensible. I didn't realise you was like.
No, I went through a pain. I was smoking crack. At one point, I was in rehab. I went to rehab. I had to fucking take a year out. I fucking ripped the arse out of it. And then,
Do you think that was just because, you know, you're going out, you're up till late,
yeah, just
and everyone's like getting on it? And
yeah.
you're sort of,
Because at first I started off, I never took drugs at first, and then I just started fucking having a sniff, and then having a, you know what I mean, having this rock spliff,
Right.
and then I never had a pipe, never had a pipe, but I had a fucking loads of rock spliffs,
Right.
and I just fucking loved it. I loved it, mate.
Right.
I've loved getting off my nut. Do you know what I mean? And in the end, I just give it all up. I went to rehab.
Did you hit it first time, Frost? Like you
What's
went
that?
into the
I
rehab?
went into the rehab the first time. I gave up crack
Right.
like that, but I was still having a sniff.
Right.
Because you think ice, but you still fucking, you know what I mean? And it took me a long time to shake that off. It took me years because I was still having a little dabble here and there. And then, you know, a little dabble wasn't a little dabble. I'd have a little thing and the next thing I spent 400 quid on a fucking 4 grams or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And the fucking take 4 days to recover. And I'm, you know what, one I'm recovering. Do you know what I mean? Ended up with fucking girls I'm not meant to be, making decisions, doing things you're not meant to be doing because you're not thinking straight. Do you know what I mean?
Someone come on here recently, and they actually said that they blamed the drug use for making bad decisions, and obviously,
Yeah.
what I think one of them actually ended up. I think this guy, he actually ended up in jail
Yeah.
for a long time, and he said if he wasn't thinking straight, he'd do silly things like he was doing armed robberies, and he didn't have his. He'd go off and do things and not fucking put a mask on. He wouldn't put gloves on. He'd just be like fucking away with the fairies. And he-
Because when you're having it, you're fucking sniffing up and all that and you're going out doing things like that. You just think, fuck it. You know what I mean? It's like, I made bad decision after bad decision after bad decision, mate. Do you know what I mean? Lost a girlfriend, lost so many fucking good things because I've made so many bad decisions and just done things wrong and ended up with girls I'm not meant to be with and just doing stupid shit. It's only now when you look back and I think, what the fuck? Because now, totally just like, I wouldn't even consider having a drink. You know what I mean? It's just, wouldn't even, I went the whole summer, I done Glastonbury, I done Ibiza, everything, teetotal.
Wow.
Like last summer, like everything, every festival.
And like obviously where you've gone from being like partying and you're teetotal. What's the difference?
I like myself a lot more.
Do you feel like clearer headed and
Yep.
like
I'm
you're
so
right?
I'm switched on. I get much more things done. I don't fucking end up places where I'm not meant to be.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm in my house.
Yeah.
I'm in bed by 10 o'clock.
Wow.
Asleep.
Wow.
Up in the morning, early gym, do all my bits and bobs. By 7, 8 o'clock, I'm fading again because I'm up so early. Then at the weekends, have a bit of a siesta, go out, hit the gigs.
Yeah.
So I was just in a routine now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is, you know what I mean? And I do meditation.
I think the meditation, I mean,
I do meditation.
Out of all the things that I've tried,
Yeah,
I actually think that's one of the best because you can really,
yeah,
sort of, because a lot of people, and I think also with social media and with the world,
yeah.
so many fucking things going on. If you don't literally sit in a room, shut the fucking door, turn the light off, put a candle on, and just have a bit of time,
Yep.
your fucking is like,
It can fuck you over.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what I've done as well. I've done therapy.
Right.
I've done like 5 months of therapy with a therapist. I went away to 2 retreats. I done the first one. I went to the yoga retreat. Went to Spain for 4 days, and I think that was a real kickstart of my journey. I was like, you know what? I think before that, I thought this shit, drinking and all that. But I think when I went to that retreat, I was really serious about this, and I just never looked back. Do you know what I mean?
And when
Never
you
looked
did
back.
the rehab stuff, you know, like when you see it in the movies, you know, people go, "Oh, huh, I'm Frost, I'm an addict." Was it that sort of thing? Or,
Yeah.
Oh, right. So you actually do that.
Yeah.
And is there, and there's, you know, is it?
Listen, I still go to CA meetings now.
Wow.
And I still go now, every now and again. Right. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to a meeting. You know what I mean?
Do you think that's just so that it can keep you on the path?
Just to keep you on the path. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just to keep you on the path.
And if anybody that's listening or watching this podcast, you know, what advice would you give them if they were finding themselves in a dark place or
Listen,
or you know,
what you do, you know, you first of all you have to admit, you have to look at yourself, and you have to want to change. You have to want to change. You have to want to change your life, and you have to admit, I've actually got a problem.
And you want to put the work in.
You have to put the work in.
No one's going to do it for you.
No, you have to put that work in. You have to want to work on yourself. Do you know what I mean? You can't lie to yourself. You can't hide from yourself. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's like, you know, you got to live. You got to live with yourself for the rest of your life. So be honest with yourself. You know what I mean? And talk to people. Don't open up. Just be honest. You know, I got a problem. I need help. Do you know what I mean? See a doctor. Speak to a therapist. Speak to a family member. Say, listen, I need help here. Do you know what I mean? Because if someone loves you, they will help you. No matter what you've done, you could have done it. No matter what you've done, it's never too late to turn it around. And never ever. You can do that.
And obviously looking back over your experiences, your career, your wins, your fails, if you had any business advice to impart, what would it be?
Take it slowly, yeah. And the money you make, look after it. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. You know what I mean? And what you generate and what you keep. Yeah. And just be slow. Don't be flash. Forget all the watches. Forget about all the... Get yourself a house. Get yourself some foundation. Get yourself one good woman. One woman. Yeah? Get yourself one good... Guys, one good woman will get you everything.
Yeah, the problem is, though, how do you fucking find that, Frosty? Because...
if you're running around all these different girls, you're just going to end up fucked, mate. You know what I mean?
Because I've... It's really difficult. Like, you know, I speak to lots of my friends and some of them are married, some of them aren't. And the ones that are still not sure whether they're with the right one. And I think but I think it's the same for women and for men. They're all looking for the right one. And I look at...
Do you know what? You got to be the right one for you.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
But I think the difficult thing that I struggle with, and obviously I've been married for 20 years. So for me, I've got the right one, right? But when you look at lots of other people, a lot of especially the kids now, they're all on these dating apps. And they're all on Instagram, Facebook. And it's literally like, and I actually said to somebody the other day, I said, well, don't you actually want to put any work in? He went, no. He goes, because I just literally send a message. Yeah. Do you want to meet up? Do you want to hook up? Yes or no? No. Great. Next. And but for us, we had to work, right? So when you actually go up to somebody and go, hi, can I buy you a drink? Or my name's Terry or whatever, right? People do say no, fuck off, right? I know. But with the apps, it's just like you don't get the humiliation.
You know what? I swear to God, I've only learned this like later on in life, and I'm happy now with how I am and how I view life. But it's difficult to navigate through it all, especially the life I've led. I haven't grown up like a normal teenager because I've always had this access to be able to do what the fuck I want. You understand what I'm saying?
Shit going on.
Let's do what the fuck I want, man. And so I know what, and people never really told me no. People never really said no. Everyone just said yes. So, and enabled me with my bad behavior and my fuckery. So, you understand? So, I learned, it took me a while to get where I'm at.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what's your favourite swear word? That's my favourite swear word, but I think it's a great word.
I love it.
It's a term of endearment.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Obviously, one thing we haven't spoken about is your clothing brand, which you're obviously flexing today.
I'm flexing, bro. Listen, black sheep clothing. Yeah, we're all black sheep. Listen to me. All my friends are black sheep. You're a black sheep. We're all black sheep. We were all told, you can't do it. No. But all the black sheep I know are kicking ass and we're running shit.
Yeah.
And someone said to me, no, first of all, I'm going to tell you the story. I've got a friend called Gareth, yeah? Gareth has come to me. This is all Gareth. He's a brainchild of all the old black sheep.
Amazing.
Gareth's like, well, I've got this thing, black sheep, and I'm like, explain it to me. And he's like, well, you know, he's come to me and said, well, I think you're a black sheep as well. And I'm like, I get it.
Right.
And so we sat down and we spoke about it, and I kind of thought, all right. And he said, I want you to get involved with me. And I'm like, right. Okay, I see the vision here. So I sat down with him and we kind of rewrote the motto a little bit and jigged it around a little bit, and here we are.
Yeah. And
it's you know, it's like it's people taking it onto their hearts, man.
Well, listen, I appreciate you sharing the love with me, and I've got to say, I think everything. I mean, I love the brand. I love the message. I think it make me laugh. Have you had anybody sort of go, oh, can you use the word black sheep? Because obviously they actually banned the Bar Black Sheep song, didn't they?
Someone says that to me. I'm like,
oh, no, it's just crazy.
Slap. Do you know what I mean? What are they gonna do? Next thing you know, they're gonna say you can't say ho 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 because you're upset.
You're not. No, you can't. It's season's greetings now.
Upset the prostitutes.
It's season's greeting. Ho ho ho.
If you say ho ho ho, you might upset the prostitutes.
And we don't want to upset them, Frosty.
You don't want to upset them now, do we? Eh?
But it is, the world has got mad. I mean, what's your take on all this sort of woke stuff? Because
I'm like, what the f-? Like, you know, there are certain things, like, at what point do we f***ing stop it? People get offended by some. You got all these little kids out here now that grew up on f***ing South Park and Family Guy. They get offended over f***ing anything.
I mean, that, and I grew up on Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, like, fuck's sake. Like, come on, guys. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's crazy that some of the, like, oh, can we say that? Can we do that? Can we? Like, I'm just fucking kicking back, like, freaking, all right. Let me shut my fucking mouth.
I think the funniest thing that I've read, and I don't know if this is true, right? But there was an article on it, so there has to be an element of truth. But somebody went to see Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig did a tour, and somebody actually complained and said that they thought it was in bad taste that after the show, because obviously you buy a ticket and you go to the show and then you have something to eat afterwards. And obviously it's for kids, right? Yeah. And, you know, I think they had like ham and cheese sandwiches or whatever, or bacon sandwich or whatever, right? But there was a pork element to it. And this person said, you know, I find it grossly offensive that my children have watched this Peppa Pig show and then they've been fed pork afterwards. And, you know, I think it's the wrong message, right? And you're just like, you actually, is this an actual fucking joke? Right? It's like these kids now at school, right? Being allowed to identify as whatever they want.
Mate,
and somebody,
don't get me started.
somebody said they identified as a cat and they wanted a litter tray, right? I thought it was fucking the most stupidest thing ever. And I did actually think in my head, if I'd have been told this at school, I'd have been a fucking utter. I'd be identified as a dog, a cat. I'd be like pissing up the walls. Yeah. Right? And they'd be like, what are you doing? I go, I'm a dog. I just got to cut my leg, right?
Yeah. I'd have been.
But the thing is, it's like giving the kids a green light to fucking misbehave.
Do whatever the fuck they want, mate.
Right?
Yeah?
So I don't agree.
You know what? Let the kids be fucking kids. Like you want to fucking identify as a cucumber, you can. Fuck off. Do you know what I mean? Like, fuck off. Like, seriously?
But I had this whole fucking debate and I spoke to a few people and I said, this is fucking stupid. If someone's actually asking for a litter tray and someone identifies as a cat, you need to fucking maybe get them some help, right? So in the paper the next day, there was a double-page spread saying you might think that it's funny that children want to identify as cats, but it could be because they're furries. I was like, what the fuck is a furry, right? And a furry is a man or a woman, right? Or if they don't identify as a man or woman, they, right? And they dress up as a cat or a dog and they actually walk around and they have conversations, right? And I'm thinking, I can't believe I'm reading this shit, right? I can't believe that people are actually...
And people are doing this with a fucking straight face.
This is the thing. And I walked out of here the other week and there was a furry demonstration. There's like 300 people dressed up as cats and dogs all walking around going like that. And all like on their hands and knees. And I was just like, it is a real thing. It is a real thing.
I swear to God, I swear. I'm like, you know what? The next thing I'm going to, what's it going to be next?
Have you not been inspired to become a furry Frost?
Oh, mate, I don't know what the f***'s going
You
on.
could call yourself Furry Frost.
Furry Frost. Get myself in a fucking, all in one,
I'm
like,
surprised.
onesie, cat onesie.
I'm surprised you didn't turn up today in a sheep's outfit. You know what I mean? To plug
You know,
in.
like a little fucking, I might have to get one of them black sheep, like little, get the fucking thing on, get a little thing on.
I love the logo though. Like that hoodie you sent me is fucking blinding.
With the
It's
thing
so
on it.
funny. It's funny.
Yeah, mate.
Brilliant.
You know what I mean?
Brilliant.
Yeah, mate. It's done. You know what I mean? Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Everyone loves it.
It's
bruv.
good. But I'm really, I mean, look, we've been friends for probably 30 years, right?
Yeah.
But I've got to say, you know, I've loved working with you, obviously, on a creative level, on the DJing, promoting aspect.
No, what I will say, you got me on my first film set, right? I said, I said, Terry, I want to get involved in some films. He's gone,
Oh, yeah,
all right.
sorry. He's a movie star as well. He's not just a DJ.
He's gone, all right, I'm going to start you off. So I've gone down, he sent me down to the set of Fanged Up, and I'm like, all right, then this is what it's about. Because at the time I thought, all right, you just go in there. But I'm like,
Right.
oh, there's more to this.
Right.
So you do learn a lot when you sit around for a whole day watching everything. You're like, okay.
And you've actually done 2 movies as
I've
well.
done 2 with you.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I came on, I was in Foot Soldier as well. I think I was in it for about 30 seconds.
Right.
But what I learned, just sitting there watching, it's invaluable. Because I've got a few more other parts since then.
Yeah, amazing.
And I've got a
Remember
few more
that,
things
yeah.
coming up. Do you know
Well,
what I mean?
I love the, because obviously that was the Conor Ben fight.
Yeah.
In Rise of the Foot Soldier, Marbella, yeah.
And that's mad as well because Connor saw me that day and he's looking at me like, I know you from somewhere. He's looking at me like, I know you from somewhere because I first met him when we was on a flight to LA together.
Right.
Me, him, and his pal John Ryder.
Right.
And that's when he just started off, and I was talking to him all the way. We were talking all the way on the flight.
Yeah.
So when he saw me turn up on the film set, he's looking at me like, I know you from somewhere. And I've gone up to him. He's going, oh yeah, I remember you. So now we're kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a good kid. Good kid.
He's doing well. He's
Doing well. Very proud
I
of
mean,
him.
I did feel sorry for him with all that stuff that came
Yeah,
out.
we did because we spoke about it, and we were both like, I just couldn't see it. I'm like, nah.
Mate,
I just couldn't see it. I thought from the couple of times I met him and just the vibe I get from him, he wants it's too bad for that, mate.
Well, look, I've become friends with him, right? And when we was doing Rise of the Foot Soldier Marbella, he stayed in Rise of the Foot Soldier Origins.
Yeah.
Right. So when we did Rise of the Foot Soldier Origins, which was filmed in lockdown in 2020, I think it was October, November 2020, and we went to a restaurant in Southend, which was a bit like Sheesh, right? So we had this nice, chicken, lamb, whatever, and he's with his lawyer, right? So we're all having a bit of a laugh. And then I look at the dessert menu and I was thinking, and they got these amazing like donuts with chocolate sauce, but they're like little balls. And I was like, fucking hell, I'm gonna order them. And he goes, I'm not having nothing. I'm in training camp. Blah, blah. I was all right, sweet. Well, we'll have yours, right? So they bring them out and we start eating them. And then he went, I'm gonna have one. Right, so and they're like that fucking big, right? So they're probably like 70 calories, right? So it's not gonna make him fat, right? But he had one, and then he sat there and he was like going, oh, I can't believe I fucking done that. Why did you fucking put them on the table? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's the whole conversation. And then we go back to the hotel and he goes, I'm going to go out for runs because I want to get rid of that donut. I said, mate, it's fucking 70 calories. He went, no. He goes, I'm in training camp. I've got to do it. He goes, do you want to come? And I said, how far are you going to run? He goes, 20 miles. I said, you're on your own, mate. It's fucking midnight.
Listen, the kid's dedicated. You know what I mean?
But when you see how he is like that, I just can't believe that he would actually fucking cheat. I just don't believe that.
It's from the off, I was like, nah. I've only met him 3 times. The time on the flight, another time, and the time on the film set, we actually spent the whole day together because I was there all day. Yeah. So we had all day, and I just thought, nah.
I mean, look, and what a lot of people don't realise is when you're a professional athlete, people prepare food, people give you supplements, people give you all the shit. So, I think he may have taken something without knowing, right? But there is no fucking way. If someone said to him,
there go,
I'll jab this up, mate, he'd be like, yeah, sweet.
Connor,
he just wouldn't do it.
No chance, I couldn't see it.
No way.
All that, from the off, I was like, nah. We even spoke about it, didn't we?
Yeah.
We were like, nah, can't see it. Couldn't see it. I just couldn't see it. No matter what anyone said to me, I just couldn't see it. I thought, nah, he wouldn't do that. I just couldn't see it. I just couldn't see it. No.
So I've enjoyed having you on the guest
Thank you for having me, mate.
on the guest as a show. I've enjoyed having you on the show as a guest. Easy for me to say.
Also, my book, Big Bad and Heavy, is out now. Go online, www.musicmondays.com, my autobiography.
You know what's a shame?
What's that?
It's a shame we didn't bring it because we could have actually put
I
it
know we
there.
could have put it there, bruv.
And the fucking rum.
know.
We could have done it.
Listen, I'll tell you what you can do, right? Let's like Photoshop it in. Like get like a little, what are they called again? What are they called again?
I don't know.
Hologram things, like that. We're gonna do the edit, yeah.
But I'm sure after people watch and listen to this, you're going to be getting some punters for the rum, some punters for the book, and some punters for the clothing range.
Black Sheep,
for sure,
yeah.
for sure.
And hit me on Instagram, Black Sheep Wine Clothing, DJ JJ Frost. Yeah,
yeah. So people can connect with you on those platforms. And to wrap it up, Frost, have you got anything else? I mean, you're doing everything. You're doing clubs, you're doing alcohol, you've got music, you're club nights, you're DJing. I mean, you're a man of many talents.
Now, next thing you know, I need a big part in one of your next films. That's next.
Well, we are actually putting together a film called Tales from a Trap, which I will share with you because I think you're like that, and it's Top Boy meets Blue Story type movie. So that I think you'd be good for that.
I'd be good. I've done the apprenticeship. I sat around in the film set twice all day, licking my thumbs, twiddling my thumbs. I've watched and I'm ready to do a little thing now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thanks for coming on, Frosty.
Thank you,
Good
brother.
to see you, brother.
Lovely.
Thanks for tuning in to the Criminal Connection podcast. Jumpin' Jack Frost, what a fucking legend. What a great guest. Make sure you tune in next week. Make sure you tell everybody about the Criminal Connection podcast. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Don't be tight. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. And we'll see you next week where we've got another great guest. We'll see you on the other side.